say this for my colleagues in the Order. We certainly thought big with the archive. I'll handle this.
Still tight!
Standing by to stupefy. Commander, throwing energy yoke. Changing magazine. The likelihood of them having a chance there was slim to none.
To retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick housing the information.
If you encounter opposition, remember, I will first.
I believe the technical term for this is glaciated. Not the worst way to go.
Please do leave me in peace. There is nothing you could say that is interesting enough to interrupt my work.
Data brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
What? What just happened? I didn't do... Wait! You out there! What did you do? Please, come talk to me. I must know what you did. What in the name of the matriarch did you do? We've been trying to restore these systems for weeks to no avail, and yet you stroll in here, wave that thing around, and the whole system lights up like a white dwarf? What did you do? You mean to say we've been running ourselves ragged here, while the whole time there's a device that controls the entirety of the Archive's computronic systems? And it was in the Protectorate's possession? That's damnably... I mean, the paradigm is infallible. I am certain we were meant to flail about without this obvious asset. For a reason. What does it do? How does it work? Please, tell me everything. Truly? Why, if that were to enact any additional functionality in our lab, it might just be the thing we need to complete our work. Wonderful. This might be the breakthrough we've been waiting for. We've been working for weeks to try and return these poor souls back into this world. Oh, during the Order's assault, a Protectorate soldier ran to the control room and triggered the chemical fire suppression system, and it literally froze all the combatants in place. I'll monitor the subjects for changes while you try your hand in the lab. Just, please, be careful not to trigger the fire suppression system, or I'll end up like those poor sods.
Short on targets at the moment.
Ready to waste them. On your command.
Stupendous stuff. Right there, stupid thing. Of course.
Reloading once more. Maintaining perfection. Some
Capacitor unit away.
Got my last roman on point.
That covers what looks much better.
Take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Fight, can don't let that thing explode you!
Capacitor out. Get it while... Suffered extensive damage, Commander.
Data brick extraction initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted. A pugnated
Proceeding to it.
Go through them if necessary.
Going out of sight.
Vitals critical. Don't become a statistic.
Let me know when you need a distraction. Lights flashing before my eyes, Commander.
Stun weapon ready, Commander. We would not refuse medical support.
Knew you had my back. Troublemaker approaching.
Society demands perfect thoughts.
Resorting to violence.
Replenishing my firearm.
Let me in! Help me out! Knew you had my back.
Amplificator is charged.
You sure do. Sure do go through ammo, don't you? Not to worry. We can always craft us more.
Yeah.
Better take a gander. Think one's over.
Mobilizing.
Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
Now you see. Ready to waste. On your command.
Data brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
Here's the old. Get her across like ungainly children.
Good target.
Commander, throwing energy your way.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just stay with me. Don't mind me. Appreciate a little help, Commander.
Capacitor deployed. Free energy if you can reach it.
You can.
Knew you had my back.
The storage brick is on its way.
I wonder if there's some way for the machines you've accessed to help me in my research. Please excuse me while I explore the various possibilities.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assignment? Support them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Cold storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the rift processing instructions.
Punch processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Where next? Punch card processing or the reactor?
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret. The lifts were locked down.
Ready to waste them. On your command. Pay in kind.
Investigating hostile intelligence.
Individual left!
Catheter unit away. Recharge before it discharges.
The archive reactor requires manual maintenance.
The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle.
Made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Appears we can adjust turret settings. Seal those doors from reinforcements. Open caches for health supplies and weapons.
And there's also the fire suppression
Reactor
system
reinforcement
for
door
cold storage.
sealed.
All depends on what you've got in mind.
Emergency first aid cache unsealed. Reactor turret defenses online. Reactor turret defenses offline.
Bunker mech, get ready.
Mind the hostile. I'll handle this.
Reactor turret defenses offline.
Resorting to violence. Catheter out. Getting all this energized.
you had my back. Not walking this on. Let me back up.
Rotating to attack.
What is it?
You know you were in a fight. Huh?
Mobilizing.
Invasive element!
The archive reactor has been returned to operational status. All that remains is to re-enable touch processing and disseminate the Rift processing instructions.
Don't risk falling prey to imperfect prompts. Go now.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
That one ours?
Hostilities are afoot. Energy capacity are out. Energy is up for grabs. ratcheting up my aggression.
With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the red instructions.
Hitching a ride is likely the easiest way down. At least I can't think of a faster one. Not one we'd survive anyway.
Mobilizing. Commander, throwing energy your way.
This is
I'll handle this. Capacitor unit away. Recharge before it discharges.
You cook slow, Commander.
Standing by to stupefy. Central personnel.
I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central Interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The Rifts are almost... Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Look, we need to resolve this, or we'll never get that Rift data processed. 2 of those priority sets need to go.
You must choose before I, ENIAC, become caught in an endless arrowing loop of malfunction. A long but inevitable descent into obsolescence. My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician, to help nudge humanity toward its ultimate ascendance, to hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect system.
To bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
The priority control access nook must be through those doors.
Unplanned variables increasing. Major correction imminent. A perfect community. With every luxury save freedom. Foster dependence. Denounce independence. Promote the informer. Condemn the questioner. Overt influence. Mindless indulgence. Be advised. Your present course of action is remarkably... Stop and consider. What would your neighbor... Hold on now. Remember. Why? You don't want your... Stop now, and I'll wait. I could process your data faster. You drive a hard bargain. All right. 40-60 split of net. Think of humanity. Your oafish blundering will... Vandalism. Sabotage. Wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable ire. All I ever wanted was the best for us, and the worst for everybody else. Is that really so bad? Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Time to process the Rift data. Finally.
Shall I proceed?
What would destroying the archive even achieve? Other than making enemies of our own allies.
Seemed worth mentioning.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
The operator has
we
returned.
Reject individualism in all its many forms.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. Ah yes, processing estimates for subsequent tasks do exceed my remaining allotted time. Error noted, core temperature exceeding advised parameters. Catastrophic meltdown imminent. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. In addition to processing your data, I found time to restore the lift to Spyreton. Your allies are waiting for you outside this chamber. Error. Catastrophic meltdown detected. Powering down.
My understanding that you were supposed to admit our forces via Spyreton. Well, no matter. Clearly you are one who prefers a challenge. Now it's time to honor your end of our agreement and transfer stewardship of the archive into the Order's most capable hands. The Caduceus, if you please.
Do you know what you have done? This will set humanity back by potentially decades. Your hubris and carelessness will cost Arcadia dearly in the decades to come. But not as much as it will cost you here and now. I denounce you as a traitor and hereby expel you from the Order's aegis.
Guns, lock to
get to my target.
Better go and sing.
Passive
avatar out. Get it while it's energized. Damage, Commander.
Munition requires ammunition.
Capacitor deployed. Free energy if you can reach it. Well, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us.
The console provides, the system abides.
Seems prudent. Lead on. While I care little for the current Order administration, I care even less for seeing my fellow scienticians slaughtered. It is taking every fiber of my willpower to keep this from turning to violence. I'd say farewell, but do less damage seems more appropriate. You see me again, it'll be the last sight you ever see.
Mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Feeling distracted? Daydreaming over...
Got my lamps on an unfront.
Mental refreshment.
Identifying unknown
Don't
unknown.
risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts.
Invasive elements.
Exposure levels up.
To the Predecessor.
This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Providing intellectual validation to this unit's queue. Priority low. Based on energy readings, Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. Briefing complete. Now returning to situation monitoring and data analysis, Commander. It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the Archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
A would-be tyrant doing something tyrannical. Who could have seen this coming?
Intimidation is not required. Protectorate subjects are not programmed to question authority. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony.
Of course she's here. The past is future and all that. Well, I'm not trusting her to get the job done. Not like last time.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.